everybody, this is Ryan here from CNR Reviews. I'm going to be doing my review on the Kimber Ultra Carry 2 1911. It's a 3-inch barrel here, this is my carry gun. I did a first impressions on it, and I was impressed at the accuracy of it. I continue to be impressed with the accuracy on this. The only thing that I didn't like was it didn't want to load hollow points. Self-defense rounds when I first got it. Now that I've shot, I've shot about 400 rounds through it, and it's thoroughly broken in, it loads them like a champ now. I'm actually going to load one up right now for you. This is a Wilson Combat Mag. I actually picked that up. It loads it in the regular Kimber factory mags also just as well. So, there we go. That's a Spear. It's a Spear Gold Dot. Alright. I'm going to dry fire it there. But this thing has been fantastic. It's been a really, really good pistol. It's pretty easy to carry. It's nice and small. I use a Galco on the waistband, or like out of the waistband, holster here to carry it, and you can either carry it cocked and locked or with the hammer up, whatever you want. But it's still a very accurate gun for its size. I can get about 3 to 4 inch grouping at about 15 yards. 1 to 2 inch grouping actually at like 7 yards. I'm really impressed with it. It's a lot better than, it's a lot more accurate, I think, at 7 yards than my Bursa 380 was. Might be the size of the bullet, but I actually think it's the gun. I think it's just the fit of the gun. The finish on the barrel is pissing me off though. This part right here just likes to corrode. I have to put a ton of Tetra Gun synthetic gun grease on it to prevent it from rusting. It's ridiculous. I'm actually going to try to polish this barrel. Maybe it's a scratching issue or something that's scratching on on the slide when I fire it. I don't know, but the finish on the barrel is the only thing that has really pissed me off about this gun. The rest of it, the finish on the rest of the gun is great. The fit of the rest of the gun is fantastic. It's just nice and easy, nice and smooth. I got to the point now where I can take down the gun without using the little tool that fits in, here. It's just it's a very well fit gun, but man, that barrel is just pissing me off with the finish on that thing. Don't know what I'm going to do about that, but I'll let you guys know exactly what I do when I do it. So anyway, it's a real quick review on the Kimber.
And I actually have something. When I initially shot it, and when Ryan first bought this gun, the salesman said that the people that had purchased the gun had said that the recoil was extremely small, very little recoil, and I have to say that's not true. This gun kicks, so be aware of that. This is not going to be a beginner's gun.
We've already been through this actually in the comparison between this gun and the Glock 26. Yeah, this kicks. Gun is going to kick more. It's a 45 ACP versus a 911. The 9mm. The 9mm is more snappy at the muzzle, so it'll have a little bit more muzzle flip. This 45 has a little bit of muzzle flip, but not as much as a 9mm. But it does push back quite a bit more. So you gotta have a hold of it. It's got a little bit more recoil than a full-size 45, which has more recoil than a 9mm anyway.
Well, just make sure that if you give this to somebody who's new to weapons, that you fully prepare them for this weapon, because this is not like a full-size 1911. The full-size 1911 handles that 45 round so much better.
It does.
And this guy it's not impossible to keep those rounds down. Ryan has killer groupings with it, but it does kick, so be aware of that.
I mean, I'm a bigger guy, I'm a stronger guy, I have big forearms, so I have a nice, good, tight grip on the gun when I'm shooting it. I don't have overly large hands, which, I mean, I have average size hands for this gun, and they fit on there pretty well. So don't be afraid of, if you got small hands, you can always change out the grips to a slim line or something like that, or if you have huge hands, you're definitely going to be able to fit on this gun and be able to control it. Chad's just not used to the 45. He doesn't shoot the 45 very often, so in his opinion, going from a 9mm to a 45 in this gun, it has a really strong recoil. It has more than what we were kind of told when we bought the gun.
Yeah.
So supposedly Kimber built in a different spring system, which they did. I mean, they put a different spring system in there. It's supposed to be the same type of recoil as a 5-inch, but it's still a little bit stronger. It's a little bit more. I mean, your groupings, because you're going from a 3-inch to a 5-inch at 15 yards, the 5-inch is a lot better in the groupings. But again, self-defense situations will happen anywhere between 2 and 10 feet most of the time. So 10 feet, this thing's going to rip a hole in you, just a ridiculous size. And honestly, if you pump all 7 rounds into somebody, they're gone. They're definitely dead. And with this, with the trigger being nice and tight and real short, I believe it's about a 4-pound trigger. I mean, it might even be smaller than that. It might be a 3-pound trigger. And I mean, you can pop off rounds really, really quickly with this, and it's going to be accurate at that range. So, like I said, 1 to 2 inch groupings, if you can hold on to it. Chad has trouble with it, but again, I don't. I'm used to shooting a 45 though. So, the other thing, well, one of the things that kind of bothered me is you can only carry 7 rounds in this gun. To me, I almost feel that that's a little bit inadequate. I feel like I need to carry an extra mag with me at all times. That's just me, though. That's just my opinion. I do feel that I'm good enough to get, maximum 2 shots to take out somebody. And then I have, I could take out 3 people and then plus 1 if I really had to. And if I carry 1 in the chamber, that is 8. So I can take out a total of 4 people that in a defensive situation. But again, this is a really good gun. The cost was about, I want to say around $750 for this gun. Well worth it to me. The only gripe I have is the damn finish on that barrel, which I'm gonna let you guys know exactly what I do with that. Kimber really needs to fix that. It's doing it on my my Custom 2, my big 5-inch also. The gun grease has cut down on it quite a bit, but it's still, I mean, it's still there. I mean, if you guys kind of, if Chad was to zoom in on it here, I mean, it's still, there's a little bit of the sheen there on it, yeah. There's just a little bit of the sheen, or just kind of this brown corrosiveness. I have to put gun grease on it all the time to get it to go away. So I'm gonna try to get something figured out there. But otherwise, the gun is a great carry gun. I carry it on my hip. I carry it in my jacket pocket, in my shorts pocket. Whatever. It is a little bit heavier than a 380, but you know what? With the firepower that you have in your hands with this compared to a 380, it's just not comparable. This is just so much better as a defensive weapon. So anyway, this is Ryan and Chad from CNR Reviews, and this is the Kimber Ultra Carry 2 45 ACP 1911 3-inch. Thanks for watching.